currency.
A couple Bitcoins.
Money,
Hold up on my Nakamoto.
Hello, welcome to the Blockchain Dynamic Show.
Hello out there.
My name is Brandon Doach.
And I'm Woody.
We're here. It is July 30th, 2017.
That's right.
Sunday.
Beautiful Sunday.
Here it is. We're back. We had a 1 week absence.
Yeah.
We've returned.
Yeah. It's always a wild week whenever we take one off.
Yeah, I know. It just gets ridiculous, of course. But
this is episode number 72.
Yep, that's right.
And as usual, we are brought to you by Cryptopia.
That's www.cryptopia.co.nz.
That's right. They're your one-stop crypto shop.
So Cryptopia, they've got a ton of futures. They've got a altcoin exchange with quite a few different base pairs, things like forums, mining. They've got this cool arbitrage page, which is something if you haven't checked out.
Arbitrage.
Yeah, the arbitrage. It's cool. It's just a listing of the price of all these coins on all the different exchanges. So you're like, oh, I want to sell some SIA coin. You know, which exchange has the best price? You can just go to their arbitrage page, and it'll pop it up right there. You can see what the different price on all the different exchanges is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice little feature.
We're also doing this DOT giveaway.
That's right. We like to give away DOT on the show.
A couple way you can get DOTs. Easiest way, pop by our forums thread on Cryptopia. We're in the altcoin section. We got a thread there. Stop by, leave a comment, coin suggestion, really anything. We'll send you some DOTs.
Yeah. And also, to live listeners, we will offer a trivia question later in the show, and if anyone can get that right, they'll win the DOT. Last week's question was pretty difficult. It was, what is the 10th miner that is unlocked in Cryptopia's KDC clicker game?
The answer, of course, was the Core 2 Duo.
Yeah. Anyone who's made it to level 10 would know that.
I recommend the KDC clicker, man. It's sweet.
Another fun game out there. Okay, let's jump into it.
All right, we're going to start off with news. Love the news. We got 2 weeks of news to catch up on
2
here.
weeks of news, but we're going to kind of distill it down to 3 big points.
Yep. The big news events last couple of weeks, we're thinking BTCE shut down.
That's right. BTCE has been around for a long time.
Yeah, you just always had to wonder. They always seemed like just kind of the faceless exchange that has always been there.
We always noticed a really big price discrepancy there, right?
Yeah, they have had the lowest Bitcoin price for a long time.
But the news is that they being, I guess, the U.S. government arresting a Russian man in Greece or something like that.
However that works.
Yeah. Arrested him for essentially money laundering is what they're accusing him of.
Yep, they're saying that, among other things, that he smuggled the MT Gox Bitcoins into U.S. dollar.
Yep.
Which is pretty interesting. I guess that would explain why the price was so low. Or if if they had all that much Bitcoin to unload, they would just constantly drive it down. Right. But I'd be curious to know, what ends up coming of this, just in terms of it's kind of an interesting insight into what's going on and the darker corners, I guess, of the whole ecosystem. Like, where does all this hacked Bitcoin go? Where does the money go? I'm curious to see essentially what they find, or even how reliable that information might be.
Sure.
But this guy's pretty much screwed, it looks like.
Yeah, it does. So they closed the domain down, it looks like, correct? So what happened? People's money is just lost at this point?
I have to feel like that. I would be surprised if it just all gets seized, but I don't know. It could happen, I guess. I'm curious. I don't know what is happening to the money. It's a good question.
So that's something I'm sure we're going to hear more about as it progresses. Another big news item in the last 2 weeks was the Securities and Exchange Commission released a statement regarding ICOs.
Right, they're issuing a statement on this question of do these ICO tokens amount to securities, and thus are they subject to the regulations of the SEC, I guess is the question.
And initial coin offerings is very, very much so in quotes here, because they also are talking more so about DAO tokens or digital assets that are specifically sold as securities.
Right, this is specifically addressed at the DAO, I think. It's a ruling on one token, essentially.
Yeah.
But they did find that it was a security, right? That's the verdict.
Yeah, and they say that they're not going to basically make any type of, punishment for this.
Right.
But that going forward, they're going to be more strict, maybe.
That's more generous than I guess you might have expected. But it's pretty funny that they're not just going to try and beat the dead horse of the DAO.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we need more. We need all your DAO tokens.
So that's interesting. It kind of caused, everything causes fear in cryptocurrency, but I think there's a segment of people that really don't like hearing anything from the SEC.
Right, but at the end of the day, it's better to have the rulings out there so that you know what the deal is, so that you can kind of make smarter decisions beforehand.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think it's good to get the rulings out there. In this one, I think this confirms like what people were expecting as far as how these were going to go down. People had been like, when you look at like what Bittrex talks about with their compliance and stuff, they're taking note of whether, are they passing that securities test or whatever before they list a lot of this stuff. So, obviously people have been wondering about this for a long time. Yeah,
and you saw a lot of different groups, I think, at that time popping up on various outlets saying, oh, don't forget we went through that process,
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So, it's just some more stuff going down there. SEC has issued a guidance on ICOs.
And within that 2-week period, we also had yet another large Ethereum hack.
Yep, we got Ethereum Parity wallet hacked, 150,000 Ether stolen.
Yep, that was pretty crazy.
Whew. It's a big total.
And
this whole thing's crazy, man. These stories are unbelievable. How does this stuff... It's crazy that it just...
And it was actually stolen from three, I think, actually, ICOs.
Yep, I know Edgeless got hit. What else? I can't remember what the other ones were.
Swarm City.
Yep.
And then Eternity.
Okay.
And then, of course, it's kind of funny because this was all really close to around when the DAO drama went down. Right. I was kind of laughing about how close it was yearly cycle-wise. But
oh, right. That's funny.
Basically, then the white hat hackers, as they call themselves, moved in and secured the rest of the tokens that were at threat, supposedly.
Right. So they went around and started draining all of these other vulnerable wallets.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, we got the money. We're going to give it back.
Yeah, which I have no idea how that process has continued. But it sounded like they were going to try to make it pretty automatic. So I don't know. I think I can trust them. I hope. That sounds good.
That's pretty unreal. I mean... I don't know. It's hard to believe. So was this a vulnerability to like anybody that has a Parity wallet or just like certain types of wallets?
I don't know. I think it was a problem with Parity in general. But, I don't have a Parity wallet. So when it hit, I was kind of more interested in the movement of those tokens. I didn't have a small wallet to look at. That'd be a good question, though.
So this has brought up, I guess, the concern a lot of people have had is like, is it even possible to code secure smart contracts, right? Because this was considered to be like a
pretty basic and good
like
one,
a pretty
right?
standard, like exactly.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you can trust this. It's like,
oh, for sure. When I was looking at their website, like their main thing was totally secure, right? What else would you want with a wallet?
Right. Yeah. So, scary stuff. Ethereum wallet hacked. Also weird the way that it went down. Like the people didn't. It's like all of these different wallets were vulnerable and they only targeted a few. And then
that is weird.
And then the white hat hackers get to it first. It's all like hard to believe. Crazy how it plays out.
Yeah, Ethereum's hilarious with all of the drama.
So that's $32 million worth of Ethereum stolen from some big ICO wallets.
Oh, and one other kind of interesting note I think there, this is all kind of a little bit old news at this point, but they were talking about the question, are we going to fork again, right? Yep. And remember the answer to that was we can't fork from this one.
Right.
Because there's a huge difference between the way that the two attacks occurred as far as how the Ethereum was locked up originally in the DAO. And this time the hacker could just freely move it.
Right, yeah, that's a really interesting point, actually. It's interesting to see. Essentially, the only reason that they even tried to do the hard fork on the DAO thing was because those funds were locked up, so there'd only be like one transaction to lock out essentially. Whereas in this situation, the money's immediately been shoveled around, and you'd have to reverse like days worth of transaction or whatever. It would completely jumble up the network.
There's a listener helping us out with understanding that it was the multi-sig wallets specifically on Parity that were at risk.
Oh, sweet.
So thanks for that.
Interesting. All right, so Parity multi-sig wallets compromised.
Which a lot of normal users wouldn't be using.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I wonder why. I wonder if they chose them because they're more secure. I don't know how that whole angle
Well,
works.
it would be so one person doesn't hold the keys.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so let's move on.
Alrighty, that's going to do it for the news this week. We are going to cover Bitcoin Cash, but we're going to hit that up in the new coins because it's a new coin, I guess.
Yep.
So next we are going to roll it into the market segment. So we're going to be looking at 2 weeks of markets this time. We've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bringing it back with a 2-week roundup.
We left at a kind of very low point.
Yeah, we left at a dark day. Bitcoin 1850 was what our last number was. Good stuff.
So let's take a look.
Also, we have some updated new stuff for our market segment this week. We're doing like a couple of random indexes that we cooked up, kind of like one-off indexes. We're going to have a gaming coin index.
Yep.
And a Masternode coin index. And so the question is, of course, is there any like correlation between the price activity of different coins within these different categories, or is it just kind of totally random?
Yeah.
Or does it just kind of fall into what the general performance of all altcoins are?
Because we've definitely seen periods of like maybe epochs in cryptocurrency where certain themes are incredibly popular, whether it be the Masternode coins, whether it be my favorite might have been the color coins.
Yep.
And then there was, country coins. We've had lots of different stuff. So if we start grouping those up, if we look at weed coins, if we look at game coins, can we over time determine any type of market trend within those segments?
Yep. And so, one of the old school questions, do weed coins go up relative to 420? It's an absurd question, but do they? Everybody wonders. People speculate about it.
I think they go up like 3 months before it.
We're a ways off from being able to test that one, but
we'll check it out later.
An example of the idea here behind tracking this info. So we're going to start it out just by looking at the top 100 altcoins in general. Just get a picture of what the overall market was like.
Okay.
So we're going back 2 weeks here. Where does that take us back to? July 16th.
All right.
Bitcoin was 1850.
Bitcoin was, everybody thought it was the end as usual.
Yep. So here we are. We're chilling. We got $2,749 on Bitcoin now.
Okay.
That's a 46% gain.
Wow.
Up to 45 billion market cap.
So pretty much recovered from our 3 weeks prior show.
That was like that whole
like flat from there. Basically.
The gain on that one day was like $680 or something. It was insane.
Yeah.
It's incredible to think, it's like the entire price of what Bitcoin was 2 years ago is like a one-day fluctuation now.
Right, and because we were seeing that with the loss as well when it dropped down to that 1800 level, we were saying the same thing. It's like amazing how it can lose and gain so much now.
And we've had a lot of volatility, but it's also been somewhat range bound. Like, the numbers have been, it's kind of been moving at somewhat of a slower pace, and then to have it spike all of a sudden this sharply, like in 3 days, basically.
Right, like you can do
incredible.
Like nobody's getting an awesome deal.
Yep.
On these trades. Like, they're good, but, I mean, you have to be pretty cunning.
Yeah, exactly. It's not easy to trade this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool stuff. Bitcoin, it's up 46%. That's probably about as large as we've ever seen on it's a 2-week change, I guess, so it's a little longer, but most of it happened right away.
Yeah.
So how did Ethereum do? Ethereum at $202, so that's a $52 gain. So it was also close to Ethereum's low last time we looked at it.
Oh, right.
It's up 34.5%, so it did not gain as much as Bitcoin.
It really liked that hack, but not quite enough.
Yep. And there's also some people are allegedly getting into Bitcoin for this August 1st thing.
Oh, right. Which we'll get to in a minute, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to know. I'd curious to know if that's like actually affecting the broader market or if it's hype or how that works out. But
yeah.
So anyway, we'll get to Bitcoin Cash later, I guess. As far as the top 100 altcoins last 2 weeks,
right,
90 out of 100 gain ground versus US dollar.
Wow, that's a huge difference from our last look.
Yep, so that's a big recovery. They obviously had taken some pretty catastrophic losses prior to that.
Yep.
But coins up versus Bitcoin, only 34 out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
So most altcoins performed less than Bitcoin.
We're seeing this. This is a little bit more like we felt prior to this giant bull run, where Bitcoin tended to drag the market caps up more than anything, and a few coins would kind of outperform it on the way. It used to feel more that way to me.
Yeah, that's like the regular order. That was what we were used to for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're totally right. If we go to the actual overall numbers, all of the top 100 coins were actually down about 10% versus Bitcoin, but up about 32% versus US dollar. So in this case, like the Bitcoin dragged the market caps essentially way up.
Yep.
And we still saw the slip versus Bitcoin. So yeah, I guess it's a little more what we're used to. Interesting. That would also, it's interesting to think about that whole thing kind of, Bitcoin spiking and alts crashing was the build up towards the huge altcoin spike.
Yeah, it became so predictable at that point.
But I find it almost impossible to believe that there could be another altcoin run of the same magnitude.
Well, it certainly hasn't become, like, we haven't seen this week after week yet. Not at all.
Yeah, that's true. This is just 1 week.
Yeah.
In a really volatile time period.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks, I guess.
Yep.
So other numbers here. Median change, 35%. That's versus US dollar. So that means the gains were pretty consistent generally across the board.
Yeah.
Average change, 39%. So yeah, really close. So again, that just points to the overall gains being really broad-based. Almost everything enjoyed it.
All right, so let's look at a few large gainers on the list this period. We have OmiSco up 117%, BlockNet up 96%, Populous up 68%, vSlice up 67%, and Status up 53%.
And those are numbers versus Bitcoin. So those coins way outperform Bitcoin, which is pretty impressive, all things considered.
Right. The opposite side of the fence, coins that went down in that period. Chaincoin was down 89%. Dax coin is down 75%. Soar coin is down 47%. First Blood down 41%. And Obits down 41%.
That minus 89% on Chaincoin, man.
Well, I mean, have you looked at that chart in the long range? It's amazing.
You've got to
check
check
out. It's an amazing thing.
Oh, man, that's the closest thing to Cravecoin that I've seen this whole time, man.
Yeah, it's definitely close.
That's odd. Chaincoin, if you haven't, you should look at the Chaincoin chart. I think it's Cryptopia, right?
I would just like the one on CoinMarketCap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like that chart better.
So check out the Chaincoin chart because it's such a hilarious crypto, something that you only see in crypto, I guess.
Yep.
Chaincoin down 90%. Don't know too much about most of these others.
First Blood we know about.
That's true. That's the gaming coin.
Yep.
So let's see here. What was dropped off of the list? These are the coins that got kicked out of the top 100 this week. Chaincoin, Cloakcoin, Quantum Resistant Ledger, Storagecoin X. I think that's for a ticker change. Polybius, right. Quantum, Skycoin, Obits, Daxcoin, Zcoin, YBCoin, and Ad Token.
And taking their place was Civic, Metaverse Entropy, BitDeal, Particle, Pillar, CoEval, Digital Note, Viacoin, Ion, Blackcoin, Rialto, and Vertcoin.
These names are great, man. It's pretty funny, too.
Metaverse Entropy. That's definitely a new one. We haven't heard that one yet.
Exactly.
Well,
we gave up Quantum Resistant Ledger, but we replaced it with a Metaverse Entropy token. That makes sense. That's real.
The low cap on that list is about 30 million.
That's up 18 million from last week. So the top 100
just seeing that pull up.
Blowing up. Well, it's just the usual thing where we're getting a lot of new coins kicking into the list with huge market caps. Stuff like Civic, Metaverse Entropy, apparently. I don't know how that works. Pillar, another new ETH asset. A lot of these new ETH assets are still doing well, at least for their first few weeks, like Omis.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the top 100. That's how the top 100's doing. Again, about 30% up versus US dollar. So next we're going to look at our new index.
Yeah, this one's going to be gaming coins, video gaming coins, not like gambling coins. That might be a separate index at some point, right?
Yep. Yeah, so this is coins that are based off of like computer games or our computer game tokens or our esports tokens.
Is this a full list of them at the bottom?
It is.
I'll just read them off real quick.
Yep.
So this list basically includes game credits, First Blood, Data Bits, Voxels, Nexium, Bit Crystals, Hunter Coin, Litecoin, Troll Coin, and gold pieces.
So we got the whole chain. We got tiny caps. We got big caps. Kind of the whole spread.
Hit us up with other game coins.
Yeah, if you know of any other gaming themed coins that aren't in this list, drop by the Cryptopia thread or hit us on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff here. One thing that came to mind first, Gamecoin completely dominates this list. It's like 150 million out of the total market cap of this thing's about 250 million.
Yeah, it is by far the largest game-themed coin.
So it dominates the numbers in a way there. But let's take a look at what happened here. So last 2 weeks for our gaming-themed coins.
Coins up versus USD, 9 out of 10.
All right. Not bad.
Coins up versus BTC, 3 out of 10.
Okay. So that follows the same pattern.
Yeah, that seems like it follows the market pretty well.
It actually follows it almost exactly. If you were to round the numbers from the top 100 list to this, you would have the same thing. 9 out of 10 and 3 out of 10. Interesting.
Yep.
So that tracked similar to the market. Let's check out the changes. The index blew up 50% this week versus US dollar. 47% to be accurate. And it was flat this week versus Bitcoin.
That's a little bit different.
So it did outperform the top 100 broadly. The gaming coins outperformed the top 100 just a little bit in the overall percentages.
Yeah, but nothing too significant, really.
And their median and average numbers are almost identical.
Yep.
So essentially, minus a couple of good performers, it seems like the gaming coins just kind of rolled with the tide.
Yep. Okay, still cool.
The gainers and losers on this category, game credits, the big dog, I guess, was up 41%.
Yep.
This is interesting. Databits, Hunter Coin, and Litecoin unchanged.
Really steady versus Bitcoin.
All within less than a percentage point.
Mm-hmm.
And Nexium down 4. So that means the top gainer was actually down. These gainers and losers are versus Bitcoin. So they, to be at 0% means they actually picked up like 40% versus US dollar.
Yep. And then on the other side, First Blood showing up again, of course, down 41, gold pieces down 21, Troll Coin down 20, Bit Crystals down 17, Voxels down 7.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this plays out, right? Game credits doing pretty well this week. If game credits pumps, are we going to start to see some of these other gaming coins following the lead? Are they going to start to outperform the overall indexes? It'll be interesting to see.
That'd be fun to find out.
So that was our first custom index there.
All right, and we got one more to share with you today. This one's kind of more based on kind of the popularity of Masternode coins at the moment. So we compiled a list of some Masternode coins, and I'm certain that this is incomplete.
Yeah, there's more Masternode coins out there than you can count, but we gathered up a bundle.
We've got on the list Amsterdam Coin, Blocknet, Bitsend, Bada, Bitradio, Crown, Chaincoin, Crave, Dash, Diamond, Exclusive Coin, FlaxScript, iCash, Ion, Insane Coin, Monetary Unit, Neutron, New Economy Movement, Pivx, Rhinos, Syndicate, Transfer Coin, Extra Bytes, 8-Bit, Linda, and DOS.
Whew. Big list.
So it's a bigger list than the game one for sure.
Yep, way bigger. Not a complete list once again, probably, but it'll be interesting to see, which ones kind of stick around and can actually. These have to have coin market cap listings.
Yeah, they do need coin market cap listings for us
and values. Like they have to actually be able to calculate it for us to toss them on the list. So I'm curious to see there's some new ones in here like Linda.
Yep, and DOS is both new.
Obviously, Dash is the biggest market cap of them.
Yep.
8-bit's probably the smallest if I had to guess.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look.
All right, here we go.
Coins up versus USD, 18 out of 25.
Okay.
Coins up versus BTC, 8 out of 25.
Interesting. What does that mean? All right, 8 out of 25. How does that compare to the big list? I think that's pretty much right in line with what we were seeing.
It still looks like it's very close to be in line with the market.
The market cap went up. Market cap was $3 billion is the combined market cap for all these coins. Picked up $1 billion in the last 2 weeks.
That's significant. And
as far as the overall index change, this one up about 1.5% versus Bitcoin, up about 49% versus US dollar. So this is actually the best performing one that we've looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, so Masternode coins doing fine, I guess. But interestingly, so...
Well, 48 is pretty close to that BTC percent increase we're looking at, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Which was 46.2.
Yeah, this is the only one that outperformed Bitcoin.
Gotcha, by that 2%.
But not by too much.
Yeah.
So, but if you look at the median change, it's actually lower.
Yeah, median change.
Average change is lower.
Median change USD at 26.71. Median change BTC negative 13.46.
Interesting stuff. So the biggest gains and the biggest losses.
Yep. On
Masternode coins. And actually, if you look at that plays itself out obviously here in gainers and losers. Blocknet up 96%, Ion up 77%, Linda up 25%, and 8-bit up 21%.
On the other side, Chaincoin down 89%, FlaxScript down 59%, Neutron down 55%, Syndicate down 51%, BitRadio down 51%.
So those are huge losses.
Yeah.
Those are coins all coming off.
They saw big gains,
pumps,
yeah.
You know,
mm-hmm.
But huge losses on those. So it really just looks like these Masternode coins have a ton of volatility on them.
Yeah, it seems like in the last 2 weeks, they're the most volatile index that we've looked at.
All right, interesting stuff. So we're going to try and keep track of these over time. I'm curious to see if they stay stable or if they are just kind of divergent and weird, but it'll be fun to watch them.
Yeah, it'll definitely be fun to add more indexes in and just sort of keep track of all of them over periods of time.
We're also going to keep you updated on our Ethereum coins index. So this is like what's going on with Ethereum tokens.
One helpful listener let us know that we had incorrectly been including IOTA token in our ETH assets.
Yeah, we
don't know how it snuck in there.
I don't know why I put it in there, but you're right. It's definitely not it's its own
so thanks
platform.
for that. Now we took it out.
IOTA, it's not in the list of Ethereum assets because it's not an Ethereum asset. We did add some coins to our token index this week. We added useless Ethereum token and Pillar.
Yep. I had to add useless Ethereum token because I saw it made it onto that Forbes article.
Good enough. It's good enough for me. So yeah, this is just kind of our own list of Ethereum tokens that we've cooked up here. There's 39 tokens in the list altogether. This week, 32 of them up versus US dollar, 11 up out of the 39 versus Bitcoin.
Okay.
So once again, that really mirrors the overall market. We're not seeing huge divergences in these indexes. Like we never see something where like one is off more than like 20% of the other.
Yep.
It's almost like if you batch up any 10 coins, they perform.
Yep. I think you start to see the market start to defend their price versus Bitcoin, because that's how some people are really trading against the Bitcoin price, right?
Yep.
While other people are trading against that USD price, and that can sometimes be the difference between the bulls and the bears, I think.
All right, so let's just look at the overall numbers, I guess. This one is down 4% against Bitcoin, up 40% versus USD. So once again, right in the range of the others, but not the best performing one that we've seen. Median and average numbers are basically the same. Nothing too exciting, I would say, in the Ethereum index this week. We do have Gold Union coin getting crushed. This one actually dropped off of the index. This is one of the first Ethereum token that we've had to take off because their volume was too low for CoinMarketCap.
Right.
Which actually, that's kind of interesting unto itself, right? We got 39 coins on this list, and only one of them has thus far struggled to the point where we've actually had to remove it from the calculation.
True.
So these things, you can cook up an Ethereum coin out of nowhere these days, right? So it's actually kind of impressive to think about. They're holding their value the same as any other legitimate self-standing blockchain.
Right.
Despite the fact that they're just tokens. They're
just tokens.
Just tokens.
Yeah, that's awesome. I find this index to be it's one of our longest runnings. So I always like watching how it changes over time. And I think there was a point where Ethereum tokens were feeling a little bullish compared to the market, right?
Yep, definitely.
And it definitely looks like they're more in line within this period.
Yeah, totally. And we also see them tend to underperform when Ethereum goes up. I don't know why that is. But obviously Ethereum up 35% this week. Essentially outperformed the average Ethereum token. Although, again, not by too much. The divergences here are pretty small.
Yeah.
So, yep, that is the Ethereum token index. Just jumping out to the overall numbers, the big
picture,
broadest possible brush here on alts. The total market cap for CoinMarketCap is at $44.3 billion. It's actually up this week about 30% over the 2 weeks.
Okay.
We have Bitcoin dominance. It's at 50.5%. That's a 2.5% gain from last time.
Yeah, Bitcoin showing its horns.
So again, a lot of these numbers aren't too meaningful, but it's fun to see what the variations are.
Yeah.
Ethereum dominance, this is one that we calculate. Essentially, you take the market cap of Ethereum and then divide it by the market cap of all of altcoins. It comes in at 42.5% this week. That's down about 0.4%.
Okay.
And once again, it kind of peaked at about 50% towards the top of the pump. So Ethereum's given up quite a bit of ground to the rest of altcoins since then. And Bitcoin has kind of gained a little bit of ground back.
Nice. Man, that's really interesting.
It's a lot of markets.
Yeah, it's a lot of market information. It's really interesting, though, to see, I guess, how we've started following Bitcoin more again. Or at least it seems to be controlling the market.
Yeah, kind of
this week, these 2 weeks.
More of a return to regular order, like you said, which is kind of interesting. And I'm curious to see how it plays out. Again, just 1 week in a really... Or 1 or 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I guess, right?
Yep.
2 weeks in a extremely high volatility environment. We have no idea, I guess, what could happen.
Yeah, and we still haven't got to the excitement about the fork, right?
Right, yep.
Which will come up here soon. But first let's give away some DOT.
Dots. We're going to give away 20,000 dots this week.
That's right. We rolled over 10,000 DOT from last week. So we're up to 20,000. And the way that this works is it's available to our live listeners. Whoever tweets at Chain Dynamics with the correct answer to the question first wins.
Alrighty, here we go. The question. Out of all of the coins delisted from Poloniex this year, which now has the second highest market cap?
That's right.
Number 1 highest market cap is Blocknet.
True.
What is the number 2 of all of the coins delisted from Poloniex?
Yeah.
The prize there, 20,000 dots. Those dots are the native cryptocurrency from Cryptopia. So if you want to buy all their services, you can pay for them in dots. Otherwise, it's just a classic blockchain now swapping to a Waves asset, I guess.
Cool. We will try to let everyone know if somebody wins prior to the show ending.
That's right. If nobody gets it prior to the end of the show, then we just roll the dots over into next week. That'll be a lot of dots. Yeah. 30,000. That'd be sweet.
I'm getting super protective. Brando keeps trying to talk me down.
I mean, 20,000 dot. That's a lot of dot. I get it, man. It's a lot of dots. Tough to give away 20,000 dots.
Yeah. All right.
People need the dot, man. They need them.
And we get to jump into one of our favorite segments of the week, new coins.
New coins, one of the most preposterous things. The new coins, they're just out of control these days. It's
oh my goodness.
It used to be like 1 to 2 pages a week of like announcements that you would have to sift through.
It was like 5.
We're looking at 5, but we're up to about 5 pages a week, and it's all almost all of it is just like somebody will post an ICO announcement with just like a link of a Bitcoin address. Please give me some cash. So it's tougher to sift through them, but we're doing our best here. We've found a collection of random actual blockchains. If somebody actually throws up a blockchain that works, we'll check it out. We've also got some, as usual, some airdrops and some forks and some other fun crypto announcements.
We like to start with the proof of work, proof of stake coins, which for us are kind of like where we started off.
It's the bread and butter, These are the bread and butter cryptos. They have fallen by the wayside lately. There's no question. But we still try to keep up with them and see what's still out there. It's always worth a laugh, at least. Here we go. We got first up, TerraNova coin.
TerraNova coin.
TerraNova. Those words don't seem to make sense. TerraNova. It's like Earth and a star.
Earth star.
Earth star.
All right.
TerraNova is the first interactive planet in crypto society. All right.
So how does the coin look itself? It's a script coin.
Got a 5% pre-mine.
Never like to see that address letter in there because we always feel like that's because they copied it directly from...
Oh, there it is. Yep, that's the Wallet Builders giveaway. Address letter T. So this is just a Wallet Builders. Not a surprise there with the 5% pre-mine script coin. Okay, what do we got next here on the list? Proof of work, proof of stake coins.
Signatum.
Okay. All right, what do we got here? We got the classic newbie developer. Which that indicator has become less and less useful. There was a brief period where you could kind of get away with looking at the developers ranking, but
oh, by the way, with the contest, you can't just like start guessing every one person
coin.
can't just guess every coin that was in the thing. I won't count it at that point.
Oh, nice. Well, let's set an arbitrary maximum on the contest. Let's say you get 3.
Okay.
Three tries. Your third tweet is
cool.
Out.
Sounds good. Okay, sorry. Back in it.
We're in Signatum.
I'm halfway watching the Twitter right now. You know.
No, I get it totally. Signatum. So this is a no ICO, no pre-mine. This is a good old-fashioned coin. I can always respect that. We got a skunk hash raptor algorithm. Who names these things, dude?
That's a good one.
Skunk hash raptor algorithm. Oh my god, that's awesome. New algorithm is actually a good sign. That's a good thing, all things considered. This looks good. When did this thing launch? July 18? Damn, a long time ago. I wonder how much it's mined. Let's see here. Total proof of work coins, 137 million. Proof of work, proof of stake after 98,500. Last block, 100,000. Is it done mining then?
Let's see.
What's up to the pools? It does have a supernova.
Yep. Last POW block, 100,000.
It's over?
Yeah.
It's done.
Literally, last POW block is 100,000.
And this has looked like a good coin to mine.
They've got a lot of the links here too. I see they've got Freenode, Reddit, Slack, Twitter, paper wallet generator. That stuff. That's pretty quick in that amount of time.
Yep. They're doing something here. This is obviously this is a much higher effort project than we're used to.
106 pages.
Kind of thing that you're going to want to mine really early. Tough. It's so tough to price the market on these because sometimes their moment is like months later. Sometimes it's like right when they hit the market, and if it's not one, it could be the other. And if you make the wrong choice, your downside potential is huge. So these can be actually quite tough to play market wise. They're easier to play mining wise because you can get an early cheap entry.
Yeah. Oh man, early mining is the spot to mine.
But essentially, there's not that many new coins where I would be like, oh, you should watch this on the exchange and see what it does and put it on your radar. And I would definitely say that about this. What's the name of it here? Signatum.
Okay, so maybe we'll hear about that again. New coin, Signatum. Moving on, Vdub.
All right.
Ooh, a Bitcoin Garden post.
Yeah, I love to throw in the Bitcoin Garden posts.
Like Bitcoin Garden.
This is a coin for Volkswagen enthusiasts. Script proof of work. So 19% pre-mine. This is looking an awful lot like a wallet builders. They did get the Novaexchange listing.
I like this line. We have a large pre-mine of 19%, but there's a reason for that.
Oh, good.
I like that
line.
Oh,
man, they're doing competitions and giveaways.
Yeah.
This
is a pretty regular coin.
Yep, just crappy coin, but it's out there. I'd be curious if if somebody's figured out a way to play these or...
What kind of category would we put this one in if we were to build an index? Is it like a hobby coin with the Vdub part, or does it go into just a broader category of...
It's pre-mine. These coins
the
are...
pre-mine categorizes it a little bit?
Yeah, the category is arbitrary for these coins, right? It's just whatever they can put in front of a script.
Yeah.
Just a script clone coin, essentially. So it kind of has to fall into some category of script clone coins, but then it's so hard to separate them from the actual, where do you draw the line between that and Litecoin? At some point you have to draw the line, and it's actually pretty tough to decide where.
Okay.
But, obviously the 15% or 20% pre-mine is a pretty defining feature.
That's a pretty good place to draw our line.
That one, so that's Vdub. We got next up CopyPastaCoin.
CopyPasta. CopyPasta says fair launch in the title.
Fair launch, all right.
Looks like they started with CPU mining, which is always fun.
They did the 1% pre-mine that falls into the reasonable side these days, although they can manipulate that number too sometimes.
Yeah, easily.
Alrighty, CPU miners. 11 hashing algorithms. So it's X11. So definitely not going to be good for CPU miners. I love it when
that's so funny when they're like, let's start off with starting off with a fair launch. Just some of the really most advanced ASICs came out.
Yeah, exactly.
No big deal.
This is a good CPU mining coin. It's actually they're 2 orders of magnitude above that at this point.
Yeah. But I bet if you look at the hash rate, it doesn't indicate that any of those bigger miners are on it. Most likely.
No, I don't see anything special about this coin. It looks like just another copy paste. It's right there in the name.
Yep, they put it right there for us. Up next, YoShit.
YoShit.
This looks really like another wallet builder. It's got the address letter right in there.
Yeah, I had to throw it in because it's just somebody who's beefing with YoBit.
Somebody's always got a beef.
Somebody's always beefing with YoBit.
And never... I was thinking they would have done the Bitcoin Cash futures because they did the Lisk ones.
Yeah, no,
I could have seen them pulling a move like that, but I guess that maybe that's too much work at this point.
They're probably too worried about their Bitcoin wallet security.
Yeah.
Although, who knows how much YoBit really worries about that. But.
Anyway, another one this week, 2 weeks, was BitcoinX.
BitcoinX.
This is decentralized money,
Oh.
they say.
Haven't heard that before. It is a script coin. There's the address letter. So
there
it's
it is.
Another wallet builders. BitcoinX. Not much to see there. Jumping back in, we got new coins. We're looking at BiblePay.
Nice. What do we got on BiblePay?
We got proof of Bible hash. We got a new proof of work algorithm, I guess. The King James Version Bible is compiled in the source.
Huh. Is it readable through the client? Can I jump? Can the Bible verses maybe be revealed to me with each block?
Man, I highly doubt it. I bet it's just a clone in that regard.
Too bad.
You know, that's some low-hanging fruit for him, I guess, for the... Oh, and it has masternodes, of course. Why wouldn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. As has been proposed. Okay, so BibleCoin, it's got masternodes. It's got a new algorithm. If I'm actually just looking at strictly at the numbers, that's a pretty good deal, right? I wonder if the pre-mine none, ICO none. New masternode coin, new algorithm. Looks like long proof of work.
And it's looking like masternode support isn't out yet. Am I reading that correct too? So that's a future feature.
That's a tough one. Most chains can't just implement that as a feature. Usually
requires a swap.
Have to implement it as a swap.
Mm-hmm. But people have done that plenty of times.
True. All right. I would watch this one too. So what was the other one that was good? Signatum.
Yep.
BiblePay. I don't think anyone's going to pay attention to it. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Another one this 2-week period, QwadNation. That's with a K.
QwadNation.
KWAD.
QwadNation. Oh, it's for drones. Quadcopters. And this is another clone coin. Looks like. I wonder if there's anything else to it. 50% pre-mine. Going big. Is that airdrop maybe?
That's a huge pre-mine. 50%.
It's tough to get away with 50 without airdrop, that's for sure.
Let's see. Search for the word airdrop. Not seeing it.
I don't know. Not into it. Too far.
All right. Next one. Bitcoin block holes.
Bitcoin block holes.
Fun name.
Okay. It's like black holes. Block holes.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
What is going on here?
Bitcoin black holes. I think that's the only thing there is to it. It's a low supply coin. Okay. They're going for the low supply thing. But they are, of course, going with the big pre-mine.
Oh, right. This is the one. This was interesting where they specifically say 5% of the pre-mined will be on sale. We don't see that very often, right? Even when they say it's for development cost.
They're admitting that they're selling the pre-mine, basically.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We're seeing it more now with the waves like DEX situation where people are like, oh, we're going to make a token and just sell it.
I like that, at least being kind of straightforward in a way. But it doesn't look like the coin has anything super special to say at the moment.
Nope, really low effort on that one.
Up next is Wink. This is a coin aimed at selfies. Okay.
In a weird way, not even the first selfie coin that we've seen in the recent
In fact, there was a coin called Selfie Coin at one point.
There was Selfie Coin.
But this one looks a lot like any other YoBit coin we've seen, basically.
This one's actually on YoBit.
Yep.
It's actually on YoBit. So this is just a YoBit coin. Small pre-mine, but there's no indication that there's anything else going on. You never know, of course. But
up next, this one seemed to have a different type of effort to it, let's say. Campus Coin.
Campus Coin. Okay.
There's the winner.
We got
we got him. Red Coin.
Red Coin.
Winner, Arctic Investor.
These are from the coin market cap numbers, of course. Yeah, Redcoin, surprising. Blocknet was an obvious contender because it just kind of shot up, doubled up this week or whatever. Had we done this last week, it would have been like a bunch of really close entries. It would have been kind of interesting, but that's why we went with the second coin, which was Redcoin. What are they at, like 41 million or something?
Yeah, it was in the 40 millions. Let me double check here real quick. 33.
33 million. Well,
it was Block that was in the
40, right?
Block's at 37 now. Everything's changing really quick, but it's still second place right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny how fast these numbers change too. Yeah. But for right now, at this moment, the number two Poloniex delisted coin is Redcoin. Jumping back into the new coins, we're looking at Campus Coin.
Cool. Campus Coin is, the idea here is, of course, universities. Their idea is to have like people at different schools promoting their coin. It seems like it's not a bad idea.
Right. The campus promotion system has worked for people before. But what about the coin itself, right? It's just a generic. It's another generic.
Yeah, the coin itself.
This is like, there's layers of these pre-mined coins. There's like the super low effort ones. And then there's the little bit high effort, like more high effort ones.
Yeah, these guys, they've thought it out. A lot of the times, people like to throw around the S word in cryptocurrency a lot. And
you're talking about shit coins?
Yeah, but it's like a lot of times people actually like the ideas that they come up with, I've noticed. Right. Yep. And they actually want to try them, but a lot of them are far-fetched. And this space kind of encourages people almost to like try these far-fetched ideas, and it seems like we end up with a lot more failures than successes a lot of the time, you know what I mean? But
a lot of times what people are like, they wish that the coins that people were making up were actually attempting to do what they were saying to. In a lot of cases, like it's like, okay, Campus Coin, this might be a neat idea if it was actually being implemented by a team of like serious people that were dedicated to it or whatever. But usually what you just get is, the clone or whatever.
And then most of the time, by the time you realize there's a serious team behind it,
the price is up 100x.
Yeah.
So this falls into the high pre-mined shitcoin, but a little bit higher effort category, I guess.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. Litecoin Ultra.
Litecoin Ultra.
Nice. I don't think I know of any other ultras yet.
Ultra coin.
Oh, just a straight up ultra coin.
That was a new algorithm launched.
It's a nice suffix though.
From 2014. Litecoin Ultra.
All right, what do we got? Of course, it's got to be script.
Got to be. Is Ultra script?
Just says script in the...
Looks like classic script. This looks awfully similar to Litecoin. Block time 5 minutes, so is that slower than Litecoin, right? So this would be like Litecoin, I don't know, what's the...
Litecoin heavy?
Yeah, what's an antonym of Ultra? Litecoin light? Litecoin minor. Block time 5 minutes, retarget 2,000 blocks. These are not good specs. Pre-mine 5%. All right.
Okay.
All
right, let's jump into the airdrops.
Some airdrops this week. A couple on the list here. First up, we have Droxne.
Droxne.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Droxne is the name. The ticker is DRXNE.
Gaming on the blockchain.
Welcome to the gaming and gambling blockchain platform. Alrighty, they're saying... they got some graphics here.
So the airdrop is 100 users, it says? This probably is over, right?
Oh, yeah. 100 users
Way
airdrop.
Over.
Okay, so this is an airdrop, but there's only 100 people that can get into it, which is pretty restrictive. Just usually, it's like, the developers are going to spam some accounts out there, but if there's only 100, then the percentage that they're going to get is... Or whoever might be out there spamming accounts. It's not always... we like to accuse the developers, but it could be anybody that's just spamming accounts.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Anybody can game these kind of things, and oftentimes they don't really care what the developer's doing. So in this case, 100 people in an airdrop, that's a little too few. The coin itself is just a clone, 8 megabyte blocks, but their graphics are pretty good for coin graphics, if nothing else.
We got another airdrop this week too. This one is WACoins. WACoins.
WACoins.
Is anything making this one special? Let's see.
They've
also got mining. That's kind of...
SHA mining concurrent with the airdrop. That can be interesting in terms of putting a value on what the airdrop coins are. Mostly mining. Only 15% airdrop, 15% just for them to keep. I wonder what... So this is probably just otherwise a generic clone coin. Let's see here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these airdrop coins have to go the community angle, at least, especially initially. These guys aren't claiming anything technologically too interesting at the moment. They say they're focused on communities, so...
Yeah, the fun thing about airdrops is they kind of all tend to have a low profile at first. And so you just kind of, if you have a low balance or something, it's a good way to get off the ground is to follow these. But eventually you have to prioritize your time. This one isn't looking too great.
All right. Another category would be the relaunch, re-announcements, pre-announcements, and other.
All right. We got relaunches. We got other. We got forks.
Yep. At the top of the list this week, 2 weeks, Bitcoin Cash.
Bitcoin Cash was announced.
This I hadn't seen a post as significant as this for about a year since I saw the Ethereum Classic post.
No, seriously, you're totally right. It's very rare that we get a new coin that you just you see it and you know it's going to be a top 100 coin for God knows how long.
Yeah.
And regardless of what you think about Bitcoin Cash or how absurd it is that they're making it, it's obvious that it's going to have an impact on the market. It's going to be, God knows what the market cap will be.
Right. It's very likely to be in at least the top 100 for a while, I would guess.
So what's the deal here with Bitcoin Cash? It is a hard fork of Bitcoin that kind of everybody thought wasn't going to happen.
Kind of felt like we had avoided it. Well, what we had avoided, it turns out, is them just straight up using the name Bitcoin without anybody giving a shit.
Right. So that's another angle to it, right? The argument, it seemed like the argument 6 months ago was like, Bitcoin Unlimited is Bitcoin, or, our fork is the real fork. It's almost like they've given up on the actual name Bitcoin.
For now.
Right.
Don't be surprised when they continue to push that angle in the future.
Right. So what is the hard fork? Basically, they've created a Bitcoin client that is their vision of what they would want in terms of the scaling, which is no SegWit, 8 megabyte blocks.
Yep.
It also has replay protection so that exchanges and stuff will be able to list it.
Which, of course, people go back and forth with whether or not any of those ideas are safe or solid, how things will go in just a couple days.
And it also has this change to the difficulty retargeting, where if a block isn't found within a certain amount of time, the difficulty will decrease. So the idea there is they're hard forking from Bitcoin, so it's going to have the Bitcoin difficulty at the time of the fork. And so you're thinking, if they only have 10% of the hash, you can imagine blocks taking 2 hours, 5 hours.
Well, what I think,
10 hours.
I mean, there's going to be some interesting dynamics occurring because these guys are going to mine whatever is most profitable for them at any moment in time.
Right.
That's how miners have always been, right?
Yes.
When I say them, I mean any miners.
Yep. It's always, if something is trading cheaper than you can mine something for, you should just mine the other thing, sell it, and then buy the cheaper
thing you want.
Commodity. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So the miners are going to mine what they get paid for.
Yep.
So so where that gets weird is you have pools committing to support it. They're like, oh, we commit to support Bitcoin Cash.
Yep. You see some being neutral too. I noticed Via was trying to take a neutral stance.
Oh. So is there anyone who's taken a committed stance to mine it?
I guess I don't know offhand. I'm not as super familiar with the mining community.
It would be hilarious if this came out and just nobody was mining it. I have a feeling that won't be how it plays out, but that would be really funny. So they got a futures market for it, right? It's trading at like $400.
Yeah, they're trading it on a site called Via BTC, and they're also trading it on Hit BTC.
Okay.
The futures for it.
They had a huge difference in the futures price, which makes you wonder sometimes.
And then BitfineX is still trading what they're calling Bitcoin Unlimited futures.
Yeah, they've got
I'm confused about.
That's their chain split contract, which is unrelated to this in a weird way. I wonder, would they give people the BCU tokens if this chain would have to end up with more hash than the Bitcoin chain? Then would people call it the valid chain?
Well, it's going to take more than that for them to call it Bitcoin in a couple days, that's for sure.
Well, let's imagine a world where they got like 75% of the hash for no reason.
How quickly would things start occurring at that point?
Yeah, when would people would people always just call Bitcoin and be like, all right, this is Bitcoin Cash. We concede defeat.
I can't see either one disappearing. I mean, when you look at what it takes to sustain these altcoins and why we have so many of them.
Right.
I just don't see the biggest one and what could possibly be the biggest two, either of them really disappearing. I mean, we saw a huge impact to the Ethereum market when it split, that's for sure.
Right. Coins never really disappear. That's the weird thing. Like, just by creating this Bitcoin Cash thing, it's never just going to go away, right?
Right.
It's always going to be there. So even if the market shrinks, like, drops below the top 100, drops below the top 200,
there'll still be that little coin out
it's
there.
It's always going to be there. Yeah, it'll always be there. People will still be mining it. It's going to be funny.
Another thing we found interesting, kind of almost in an opposite way from Ethereum Classic, is whereas Ethereum Classic was keeping with the consensus, we'll say.
Right.
This change is kind of the opposite of that. They're going against the consensus to create this fork.
It's a deliberate change. Yeah, exactly. Ethereum Classic was the continuation of an old chain, and this is creation of a new fork.
Yeah.
Of course, to get them, you have to have Bitcoin and probably your private keys. The exchanges have a variety of different opinions on handling it.
You got to check the exchanges that you trade on. All have probably released statements that you want to at least be aware of.
And most of them aren't very clear. Most of them are just like, either we will or we won't give you the coins, and we will or we won't trade it.
Poloniex has been very vague. Cryptopia has been very clear that you need to get your coins off if you want to be part of that. I think Bittrex said they're going to give you the coins, but they're not going to trade them right away.
And there's no timelines on that. They've all said that essentially they're more concerned about the network security. A lot of them are shutting off their Bitcoin wallets around August 1st.
Yeah, you're going to want to just kind of chill on sending Bitcoins around for a little bit.
It's a bit of a headache, man. I was kind of feeling nice that it had kind of blown over. So this is a bit of a curveball for this whole Bitcoin Cash thing to come out. But guess what? At the end of the day, it is happening, and it's going to create another fun market for us to trade on. So I'm just going to.
I can't wait. Honestly,
exactly,
I mean, I really hope the best for all cryptocurrency, and this is just part of it, man. This is going to be amazing.
Yep. So there it is, Bitcoin Cash. It's coming out August 1st. It's a big old hard fork of Bitcoin.
All right.
Royalties is next in our... So just for context, we're still in our new coin section in the other category.
Yeah. There was a coin called Royalties that came out.
Royalties.
All right.
So the first thing that stands out here is they've copied the black coin logo and changed the letter. All right.
This is a really high supply coin being distributed very slowly and interestingly.
The total coins on this, 18.5 trillion.
We've talked about this before, so...
That's too many.
Yeah. Well, it is when you do the... even a tiny pre-mine or ICO at that point becomes a huge portion of the overall supply.
Yeah, so that's the joke. They're saying this is an ICO for 0.1%. Normally like, oh, no big deal, 0.1%. But what is 0.1% of 18 trillion, I wonder?
And how long does it take you to get to that pre-mine before... it's too late.
Right. It's 18 billion. So that's 18 billion tokens. Their goal is always to sell them at 1 Satoshi, so that's like a jillion Bitcoins if it...
Right.
That's way too many.
Anyways.
Preposterous amount. So that's the coin. It's out there.
It's not necessarily the most preposterous one this week, though. We'll close it off with... close off the new coins, that is, with LamboLand.
LamboLand.
This one definitely was funny enough to mention. This says, welcome to LamboLand, where everyone can have a Lambo. You can win the Lambo in 3 ways. And then they just literally lay out a contest, and you got people responding in here this sounds great.
I'm in.
It's
incredible. It's incredible to me that people believe this. There's something about Lambos in crypto, man. People just they lose their sensibilities when Lamborghinis come into the picture.
So anyway, there's a funny one to look at for fun.
So yeah, the premise is that they're going to give away some Lamborghinis, and the joke is that people actually think they're going to do it.
We're going to mention just a few ICOs here.
NeverDie was announced this week, and Decentraland.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it. That's our new coins this week. Again, as usual, we don't usually dive into the ICOs until they come on our radar, just kind of through the normal pattern.
Right.
There's hundreds of them that get announced a week at this point. It's crazy.
Okay, so we tried to trim it down, but that was still quite a few new coins and quite a bit of info. So we'll kind of skim back through them and see what stands out to us. Signatum had a really good launch, I think.
Signatum's one of those ones where I'm just shit. It's one where if you were there to mine it, it would have been a good play.
And then BiblePay is probably an interesting low-key launch.
Another one, yeah.
Just because it doesn't have the pre-mine.
Not too many miners opportunities out there. I think BiblePay is definitely one as well.
Campus Coin's an interesting idea, but got to see some, those ones are always tough for us.
The high-effort shitcoin, man, it includes some fun categories like Argos and those coins that you see that just get like hundreds of volume on small exchange and then disappear.
Yeah.
So Campus Coin, Litecoin Ultra.
And of course, Bitcoin Cash, we'll have to experience the impact of that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin Cash is the biggest thing this week. Interestingly, so Bitcoin Cash is another coin that you can mine, right? Surprisingly large number of mineable coins this week.
Good point.
These 2 weeks, I suppose.
Okay. Up next, we like to take a look at what got listed on some of our favorite altcoin exchanges.
My God, there were many listings. Crap.
This is always just kind of a blur of words, but it's kind of fun.
Here it is. Yeah, you're wondering yourself, are exchanges still listing these coins that come out?
So Cryptopia listed Toa Coin, Linda Coin, Chan Coin, UNIFY, Magnet Coin, Octonox, Coinmatic, Denarius, Soil Coin, Royalties, X Coin, 300 Token, King 93, Signatum, 611, Platinum Bar, Keck Coin, BitBay, PiCoin, Coeval, Minex, Mothership, 21 Million, Sphere, Mobile Go, Brave New Coin, Dope Coin, No Limit Coin, AdCoin, Smart Cash, Growers International, LINX, Shrooms, Weed, Secure Coin, Inflation Coin.
That's unbelievable. That's an unbelievable large number of listings.
Yeah. I remember they were having kind of more site troubles a little bit ago. They weren't listing for like a week there maybe or so.
So then maybe they queued up some ads.
And plus this is 2 weeks worth. But yeah, that's a lot no matter how you spell it.
Hard to believe.
Before we look back through it, let's list off some of the other ones.
Bittrex, they added Civic Token. That's a big ad. Particle, the Shadow Coin swap. That'll be interesting. And QTUM.
Yep. Over on C-Cex, they listed Sigma and Apple Coin.
Yeah, okay. Our pals at Novaexchange, they listed a bunch. I got Breakout Stake, Campus Coin, DAS, Geyser Coin, FutureFold, TerraNova Coin, Amax Coin, Mars Coin, Venture, Neptune Classic, Linda Coin, Lock Coin, Dara Coin, Healthy Worm Coin, Cash and Back Coin, Vdub, Onyx Coin, Sonum, QTUM, Gnosis, Santiment, Golem, MakerDAO, Augur, Basic Attention Token, Singular DTV, Banker Network Token, Aragon Network Token, 10x Pay, First Blood, Omisco. This is like every.
Yeah, they listed like every
it's all
Ethereum
the
token.
Yeah, it's all the other. Omisco,
I'll help you out a little bit. Dissa, Cyclone Coin, Swagbuck, Toa Coin, Ingot, Cream, Civic, Edgeless, Fun, Wings, IX, Zarum, MCAP, Comp Coin, YoShit Coin, Runestone Coin, My Big Coin, and Birds.
So I guess we could have just said that Novaexchange listed every Ethereum token that exists.
Let Novaexchange know if they're missing any.
Yeah, exactly. They're wondering. There's a single blockchain out there that we don't have trading yet.
Livecoin listed a coin called KPL that I don't know anything about.
Okay.
CoinExchange.io listed Ethernex, Coinmatic 2, which is the same Coinmatic. There's no difference there. It's C2 or CTIC2 is the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
BitSequence, Ethereum Link, Jedi Coin, BitSoar, Hyper, Dissy, Infocoin, Bitcoin Metal, Birds, Japan, and Mars Bucks.
Over on Liquid, they added Nimic, Civic, DigiX DAO, and QTUM.
Okay.
Whew.
All right. Let's try to look back through here.
Right.
Mothership was one of the more recent ICOs. That got listed on Cryptopia.
We're also seeing tons of all categories of coins in these lists.
We're seeing old coins. We're seeing new coins. We're seeing groups of coins.
Exactly. Ethereum assets, blockchains, Waves assets. Like, it's all out there.
Yep.
So Bittrex has big listings, I think. Civic, Particle, and QTUM.
Yep.
I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what the inertia stays like for these ICO coins as the market evolves here. The bottom dropped out for a little bit for them. How resilient are they going to be going forward? We've seen again in our numbers and our market stuff, we've seen they tend to perform just like regular coins.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see.
People actually avoid a lot of the worst ones, I think.
That's true.
Yep. A lot of the worst ones for us, we look at posts where it's just people putting up their addresses basically with barely an idea.
And usually they get nothing.
They get nothing most of the time, which is good.
I wonder how like an underperforming Ethereum asset like Gold Union coin, how that scales compared to some of the other stuff out there. But anyway, so Bittrex added some ETH assets and Particle, the shadow coin swap. That's big stuff. And again, Novaexchange added every Ethereum token. That's probably counts for something.
That was probably fun. That's an interesting thing. That's just, you don't have to sync an extra chain. You don't have to. It's probably just a matter of figuring out how it works with your system.
Totally.
All right.
Tons of stuff out there to trade.
We like to round it off with the coin birthdays.
Coin birthdays. Got a big birthday this week.
We got Ethereum. 2-year birthday.
Ethereum, 2 years.
Started on July 30th, 2015.
What a world.
Today, sitting at a big market cap.
18 billion. 18.2 billion. So that's like more than Bitcoin was market capped at when Ethereum came out. That's pretty crazy.
So happy birthday, Ethereum. And then you know what? Happy birthday, Ethereum Classic.
That's right. You get 2 for 1 with an Ethereum birthday because it's Ethereum Classic. So this means that Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash will have the same birthday too.
Yep.
So yeah, happy birthday to Ethereum Classic. We count from the Genesis block date. They're the same chain, so they have the same Genesis block.
And there you go. Oh, Ethereum Classic sitting more around 1.3 billion.
How long after Ethereum came out was the fork? Like a year?
1 year. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
A happy birthday to you, Ethereum Classic, chilling at 1.3 billion market cap.
All right, another amazing week in crypto.
Another amazing 2 weeks.
True.
Wrapping up a 2-week break here. We're back. We'll be back again next week.
That's
I
right.
think we are on regular order for now.
Yep.
We are, as always, brought to y'all by Cryptopia.co.nz.
That's right. Check them out. Head over to the forums, altcoin section, say hi, get a little dot.
Congrats to our dot winner.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get in contact with you to take care of that.
Check out our website, blockchaindynamics.net. It's cool stuff. This has been episode number 72.
You're listening to Error by Trial Radio, and we'll see you next week with way heavier bags.
Peace.
Currency.
Like a couple Bitcoins.
Money, though.
Pull up on my Nakamoto.